So check it out. Yes, we have a brand new gameplay trailer which just dropped for Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, and alongside with it, tons of brand new information, including this one right here that yes, we're getting post-launch support for the game, and also a very big expansion later in fall 2021. Plus, we got a really good look at legendary loot in this game. That's really what it's going to be about, is chasing that legendary loot. But we got some cool looks here. First looks at some gear sets that look really impressive. We're going to talk about the loot system and a bunch of other cool stuff which was revealed today, so let's do this. Hey everyone, what's happening? Overworld Games here, hope you're doing good, and let's dive into everything that's going on with Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, which by the way is releasing June 22nd if you did not know. And something I did not realize is that it's actually a $40 price tag. Of course, it's going to be on Xbox Game Pass on console and PC as well. But let's go ahead and dive into the brand new information first and foremost, which was revealed today. Starting with this one right here, that we will be getting post-launch content in the form of free DLCs. We're going to be getting DLC 1 between summer and fall. They don't have an exact date for any of this, but we're getting new levels and then also new difficulty rankings, they say. I thought they were called ratings, but yeah. They have a system in the game called challenge ratings. It's similar to Outriders if you played Outriders, where you can really up the difficulty and your chance for getting better loot. But yes, then we're going to be getting in fall 2021 the expansion called Echoes of the Blood War. It's going to have a new playable character, new levels, and more. Now, in this trailer you're seeing in the background, they do showcase bosses as well, and they did kind of tease that we would be getting new bosses throughout the year as well. But yeah, there's some really impressive looking enemies and bosses in this one. Over 30 variations. I think it was like 7 different families, they call it. Some really cool stuff going on with the actual bosses. But let's get into some of the more, the details that you do not actually know about. Starting with the ultimate meter. Of course, every character in this game is going to be getting their own ultimate meter, but what's unique about this one is each character has their own unique move when they actually enable this ultimate meter. So let's go ahead and showcase some of these really, really cool moves. Of course, we have Drizzt right here. He has this really cool panther that he can actually summon when going on the attack. Then we have Catti Brie. She's got some really cool long-range moves, but her ultimate meter will enable her to fire off some major arrow attacks. Now, Wulfgar has a really impressive one. You'll see it in just a moment. It is called the Whirlwind, and it causes a massive amount of damage. There it is. There it goes off. But I think that's going to be one of my favorites. And then you have Bruenor, who has the clan banner. He placed that in the ground to buff resistances to party members and people in your party that are in the area of effect of that banner. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward with the ultimates. You could build up your ultimate meter, but there's also something called empowered strikes. You're probably wondering what those are. Now, each character is going to get 50 plus moves and abilities they can mess around with, but on top of this you have empowered strikes. These are heavy critical attacks, and they cause massive damage. Now, the combat system is known as like this emergent combat system, by the way, and can be described as like free-flowing. And you can basically get in there and smash some buttons, but using combos is going to be your best resort, and taking your time and getting to know the combat system in depth, because combos are going to reward you with the best damage and attack variations when you are on the attack. Now, of course, a lot of these special moves actually affect your stamina bar in very unique ways. Your stamina bar is going to be acting like Dark Souls in some ways, but it's going to be more unique than that, because special moves will actually deplete your stamina bar bit by bit permanently, unless you are really good at parrying, which will restore stamina, or you use potions to restore your stamina as well. Now remember, if you run out of potions for your stamina, you gotta rest at a bonfire, I guess you'd say, or campfire, and then you can actually restore those potions in that manner. But what's really noteworthy here is they're really making it important to be mindful of how many potions you're using in battle. You just cannot get in there and use tons and tons of potions. You got to be really mindful about what you are actually doing with your potions. All right, now we've got some more in-depth information about our heroes as well. So let's talk about that one. Now, of course, we did talk about your move sets that you have per hero, and we will be getting that additional hero later down the road in fall. But what's noteworthy about this one is in co-op, what's really important here is that when you are in co-op, you will be able to actually unlock better moves together. So they have a real incentive to get in there and play co-operatively as you go on this adventure through dungeons and facing off against bosses as well. Now, again, you know, we're going to be seeing quick play options and matchmaking options for cooperative play. You can play single player as well if you want to, but they're really indicating, hey, you know what, it's a mistake to play single player. You should really be considering teaming up with players because the higher challenge means you're going to be getting better rewards. And again, you got to remember, the more players you have on your team and playing with you, the game is going to scale up that challenge for you as well. So there is, you know, enemy scaling in this game. Now, of course, we did get to see some of the bosses in the actual trailer. They look really impressive, and they hinted that we would be seeing dragons as well. He looks really, really badass. There's a really cool story behind that, by the way. They kind of mentioned it briefly in their live stream, but I'm not going to talk about it too much here because, you know, spoilers, just in case you guys want to, you know, experience it for yourself. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff going on with the actual bosses in this game with the story, which I find fascinating. Now, as for the legendary gear, let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look at some of the legendary gear on offer in this game, shall we? So here we go. We have, of course, let's rewind this a little bit. We have, of course, this set right here. This is called the fire resistant sword, as you could see, and we have 20 fire resistance on this one. So this one's going to really be about, you know, upping your resilience in areas that are going to be causing fire damage against you. And that's something that's really important about this game, is being able to find sets and pieces of armor that match one another so you can really build those resistances before you head out. And this is going to be especially important as you head into higher levels of difficulty and you really have leveled up your character to max. To really push that even further, you're going to want to get these sets so you can really survive at the ultimate difficulty level. But yeah, they look really cool. That's the one thing that stands out to me, is how cool the armor actually looks. And there's going to be elemental armor in the game, as I've mentioned in previous videos, per hero as well. So that's really cool. And you're going to want to hunt down these elemental armor sets as you go into, you know, areas that are going to be dealing damage for cold, fire, poison, what have you. You're going to want to build up those resistances. There's other ways to do it through potions and things like that, but armor is going to be your best friend in this game, again, as you hit those higher difficulties for sure. All right, so let's keep going. What about the progression system? So we did learn a little bit about the progression system today. You can, of course, level up your character as you go, but each character does max out at level 20, and each time you level up, you get an attribute point for base stats like strength, dexterity, wisdom, and more. But you also get what is called a feat point with each level up. And you drop that point into passive skills like team-based bonuses, defensive bonuses, and damage bonuses, and that sort of thing. Basically, what you're doing with a character of your choice is leveling them up to max, trying to absolutely max them out. There might be some choices at first, but the ultimate goal is to basically get in there and max out your character. Now, once you've done that, you're going to want to get that, again, armor, and then you can further push armor upgrades at the base camp, which we did get to see on some streams. Go to the base camp. But how do you actually upgrade your armor? You have to collect and find crystals on your adventures, on your missions. Head back here to your base camp, talk to the merchant, and then you can actually push your armor upgrades even further. Now, there's no actual crafting in the game. Of course, you can't craft something from scratch again, but you can actually take, you know, your legendary armor and push that rating even further, as indicated by some of the stuff they showed in the trailer. But yeah, you know, I'm really impressed with this game so far. It's looking really sharp. I can't wait to learn more about it. And again, the release date is a lot sooner than a lot of us anticipated with this one. It's a summer release. $40. There's also like the deluxe edition, which is $60, and then you can get it on Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass as well. Let me know what you guys are actually going to be doing with this one. But yeah, I will keep you guys in the know about what's going on with Dark Alliance. Very curious about this post-launch support, which they show until fall 2021. What's interesting about this one is they don't show anything into 2022. So I'm curious to see if they have any plans about 2022. We'll see. We'll have to find out and, you know, determine how good the game was received. But yeah, hopefully it turns out good. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Dark Alliance and open world gaming goodness. And I will see you all next time. Take care.